Question 10. A school receives textbooks independently from two suppliers. An SRS of 400 textbooks from supplier 1 finds that 20 are defective. An SRS of 100 textbooks from supplier 2 finds 10 are defective. Let P1 and P2 be the true proportions of all textbooks from suppliers 1 and 2 respectively that are defective. Which of the following represents a 95% confidence interval for the difference P1 minus P2? All right, so confidence interval, point estimate plus or minus margin of error. Okay. In this situation, because we're trying to estimate the difference of two proportions, right? That's our point estimate right there. It's the difference in the sample proportions. Let's do this. There you go. Okay, so our point estimate is P hat 1 minus P hat 2, plus or minus. Right. The margin of error is the product of a critical value and a standard error. Okay. The critical value is a z-score. It's a special z-score. We'll look it up in a minute. The standard error, the formula is over here. So you can see I'm looking in the standard error column. I'm looking at the 2 proportion case. So it's this one right here in the center of the screen. So square root P hat 1, 1 minus P hat 1 over N1 plus P hat 2, 1 minus P hat 2 over N2. All right, so got what I needed from the formula sheet. Sorry, one more thing I need from the formula sheet is I need to know the critical value for 95%. Okay. And so we can find that in one of these tables here. It's actually table B. At the bottom here, it has all the different confidence levels, and then we want to use 1.960. Okay. So this is telling me use 1.960. All right, well, all the information is in that paragraph, but it's not really labeled, so I'm going to go read through it again, and I'm going to label everything. So supplier number 1 had a sample of 400 books, and the proportion of that sample that were defective was 20 out of 400, which I believe is 5%. Just check that. 20 over 400, yes, that's 5%. Okay. The second supplier, we sampled 100, and 10 were defective, so the proportion of defective from supplier 2 was 10 over 100, which is 10%. Okay. And then, of course, we already figured out the critical value is 1.96. All right, so that should be all we need to plug in and compute this. Now, I'm looking at the answer choices here, and I can already see that there's a couple that don't really fit the structure of what we're trying to accomplish. Like, I see a minus sign here and here. All right, so I know those can't be right. This choice E here, right, only has like one term in it, and there should be 2 terms, so I know that one can't be right. And then also I see that choice D has the wrong critical value, has 1.64, so I know that one can't be right. Okay, so I don't even have to plug in any of the numbers. I can just tell that B has to be the correct answer.